Hello everyone, this is 10X Generation and this is my road to $1 billion. In my journey, I have picked up on a lot of different philosophies and thoughts, and which has helped me achieve the success that I've achieved today and will help me achieve more in the future. One of those things is the idea that the world can be categorized into two different types of people. The first person is someone who actively goes after which they can prove, which they can corroborate, and that which they perceive around them. They see it, they believe they can do it, and they go after it. Those are the people who maintain the world. Those are the people who keep the world how it is and keeps it running. Those people are necessary. And the other group of people are people who look around in the world and realize the world is not how which they want it to be. It doesn't have something, it doesn't function in a way, or they're just displeased with the world, and they have a vision in their mind of how it should look and how it should behave and what it should do. And even though it does not exist, this could be a product, this could be a thing, this could be an event, this could be a service, it could be whatever, it does not exist and there's no example of it. But they are the ones who go after it anyway and turn their thoughts into reality through effort and persistence. Those are the people who change the world. Those are the people who make it so that you can communicate with someone across the world for $1. Those are the people who can put an entire, all of human history onto a block this big. Those are the kinds of people who somehow from dirt and rocks and oil create a machine that can move faster than any animal in existence. And all you gotta do is turn a key and put in the weird juice. I'm talking about a car, I'm trying to be poetic, but whatever, right? Those are the people who do crazy, amazing things. Those are the people who look at the world and say, this isn't going fast enough. This isn't going high enough. This isn't advanced enough. This is too, I don't like this. Let me go ahead and change it. And those are the people who change the world. Those are the dreamers. When the one side, the people who look around and say what is possible and what is impossible and are content with the world and move along with it, look at the dreamers, they say they're crazy. You can't do that. What? What are you talking about? Make a car. We got horses. What do you need a car for? What do you mean fly in the sky like a bird? What do you mean talk to somebody across the world instantly? What are you talking about right now? What do you mean all of the world's literature and art and music on a block that you can carry around? What are you talking about? They say you're crazy, right? But the dreamers don't get stifled by those things because it's like, it exists for me. It already exists inside my head. Just give me a little time, you'll experience it too. I'll bring it to you. And that's how they make money. It's a completely different type and way of thinking about the world. And once you get a taste, a little taste, you could be a normal person and come over to the other side. You could switch sides. Once you get a taste of bringing the impossible, something that has never existed in reality, something that even you kind of doubt the plausibility of its existence, and you work on it for long enough and you bring it to reality, you realize that don't say impossible to me. Don't say I can't do it. Don't say any of that. Don't say that, right? Because you're wrong. I've had this experience in my life. And I'm going to tell you guys this story. When I was really young, or younger, or whatever, I used to really like the show Avatar: The Last Airbender. My favorite show. I love the show. It just seemed so magical, and I wanted it to be real. I got into programming and embedded systems and electrical engineering at a pretty young age, because to me, that was the closest thing to magic. How is it that I can somehow this energy can flow through a solid wire and do things. It can spin, it can jump, it can move, it can light up, it can vibrate, it can do all these types of things. That was really exciting, and it felt like magic. I was really obsessed with the idea of magic. For my 10th grade science fair, my 9th grade science fair, I failed. I got a 33% on my 9th grade science fair. I was in an advanced science class, and I was trying to do something, and I failed it. I've been doing science and engineering for my entire life, pretty much. But I failed science fair. My teacher was like, 33%, you failed. Terrible job, do better next time. In my head, I was like, no, I'm good at science. How did I fail? I'm good at science. Next year, I'm going to build something that's going to blow them away. Next science fair, I built something interesting. I called it an infinity remote. You could program other remotes to this one big remote, and then you can turn on pretty much any TV with one remote, and it had touchscreen and all this stuff. It was pretty cool. My goal was to reach state. I got to state. So I went from a 33% on my science fair to not only getting 150% on my science fair, but competing in the state science fair. And then I saw the guy next to me. He made it to internationals. He made it to the International Science and Engineering Fair. I said, I want to do that. I want to win. I want to be able to attend the International Science and Engineering Fair. But I didn't know what project to do. The projects I have made before was the best of my ability. But I said, I'm going to do something impossible. I'm going to do something that when you look at it, you won't believe it. You can't conceive of it. Something that doesn't exist in the world. I said, I'm going to make a band that allows for telekinesis. That's kind of wild, right? A band that allows for telekinesis. A device that allows you to control devices with your mind. I told my teacher this. And she was like, okay. I mean, all right. I spent a year work. I spent, once the next science fair cycle came, I worked on it tirelessly. Thinking about what I could do. Can I use electroencephalography? What can I use? Electrodes to the brain. How can I do this? And I worked on something I didn't know how to do. That's something that I've never seen before. But I tried to do it anyway. And I stumbled upon this thing called electromyography. Electromyography. It's a medical technique that allows you to read the electrical impulses in muscles. And through amplification, and you can filter that and do all stuff with it. I said, this is the key. Electromyography. What if I take the electromyography, hook it up to a Bluetooth module, have a pairing process? So what I could do is simply by twitching my finger, by willing my certain body part of mine to move, right? Because when you think, it creates a signal that goes to your muscle first. The muscle doesn't have to move because the electricity goes to the muscle automatically. You don't have to move the muscle, right? You just have pretty much the intention to move the muscle, right? The intention to move the muscle. And the signal is there. You hook up electrodes to it. You hook it up to electromyography. You have to build out the chip. And then you hook it up to an amplifier and filter it and do all this other stuff. You hook it up to artificial intelligence to make it so that it can discern what is left, what is right, what is up and what is down. Discern the difference between different kinds of thought patterns and modes of intention. And then you send it to Bluetooth. And then you hook up a receiver somewhere that has infrared or turns a switch, something. Turn on the lights, turn on the TV. I did it and it worked. hook this little thing to your arm, right there. You hold up your hand without moving your hand. Without moving your hand. The TV turns on. You do it again, it turns off. You do something else, it changes the channel. That was my science fair. I had built the thing that I had aspired to when I was younger. Years later, I wanted to have telekinesis. I wanted to have avatar-like powers. And years later, after learning, and after saying, I will do this, Miss Teacher, I will do this. It's impossible. I don't even know how to do it, but I'm going to do it. I did it. And I won first in state. I think I've got fourth place in the International Science and Engineering Fair. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to get the reward. So this is the ribbon, right? ISF representative, International Science and Engineering Fair. Right? All that was done through what? The belief in the impossible. The chasing after something that you see inside your head, but you look around and don't see it in reality. Really, reality is very mutable. Reality is something that you can alter and change. Everything you see around you is something that didn't exist before. Someone willed it into existence. But you have to have the belief that you can will it into existence. It's very difficult to bring something that has never existed ever and only exists into your mind into reality. It's a ability that is, in religious sense, is given only to gods. It's the ability of gods to take something that does not exist and will it, literally will it into existence. It's the ability to create, but it takes faith and it takes belief. If you are trying to do something that seems impossible, that you look around and you don't see proof, and you're having a hard time trying to bring it into reality, chances are it's because you don't really believe that you can. You don't really believe that you can. Think about it like this. You're on a cliff. You're on a cliff. And then you have a bridge. The bridge has steps. If you look down and see the steps, if you look down and see the steps, it's not hard to take a step. It's like it's right there. Look at it. Just step on it. Just step on it, right? It's right there. It's not hard to move forward when something is right there. Especially if you have a pot of gold on the other side. It's like, all I got to do is take the step. But what happens when you believe that there's a pot of gold over there and there is a bridge that you can't see? Well, I guess I can't go over there. There's no bridge. I can't go over there. People who are able to bring that which doesn't exist, that which they can't conceive, which others cannot conceive, and that which they only believe, those are the kinds of people who see no bridge, sees the gold, and takes a step in the ravine or whatever you're trying to cross, right? They take a step even though there is no step. And then, by your belief, the bridge comes into existence. It begins to exist. That's just the nature of reality. And that's what I've seen in my life. I've been through a lot of different bad situations in my life. Not actually, that's an overstatement. I haven't been in a lot of bad situations, but I've been in tough situations before where I needed this, I needed that. I really wish something would happen, or I didn't think something would come to fruition. But the experiences in my life makes me realize that whatever you want can happen. Whatever you want can happen. You really do you don't just have to believe, but believing is probably the hardest part. Believing. And once you can believe, you will get major feedback. I remember wanting, like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I was still working at Taco Bell, biking at literally 2 a.m. to work at Taco Bell in the middle of the city. I didn't really hate my job because I chose Taco Bell because I like Taco Bell, so I got free Taco Bell. But it got to a point where the other employees were, I don't know, they were like singling me out and making the workplace very unhospitable. And I no longer wanted to work there. And I quit. It's just like, bro, I don't know what I'm going to do for rent. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can't do this. And I quit. And I just had the belief that I can pull through. I'm going to figure out a way to get through this. And I remember I was with my girlfriend at the time. And I remember I was like, come here. Let me tell you something. I'm going to get to a point where I never have to worry about money again. I never have to worry about it. I don't know how. I don't know why. But I want to get to a point where I never have to think about money again as soon as possible. I don't have to worry about it ever again. And I worked on that. I continued my engineering journey, building my apps, attending my programs, going through all that. And then I learned about an interesting thing called an investor. Someone who will give you money to build your dreams. And I never really conceived of being able to do something like that. But as soon as I saw the opportunity to be put into an environment where that could happen, I jumped on it. And now that I've done it multiple times, I see that I could do it again. If I were to lose this entire business, everything, somehow my apps go down, my passive income goes down, my clients go down, everything goes down, I wouldn't even go get a job. Because I have complete faith that in 3 months, I will be right back where I'm at right now. It's not difficult. It's that belief, though. Now I see it's possible because I've done it. I see that it's possible. And I can do it again and again and again and again and again. Of course, there are so many things that I don't know how to do. I don't know how to build. I don't know how to scale a business. I don't know how to get it to a point where it makes sense to build a team and buy facilities and, even just basic tax stuff I don't really understand. But that wish, that desire to never have to worry about money again is something that I've kind of achieved in a very short period of time. All because I believed, one, it was possible. Because I believed somehow I could do it. I don't know how. I have never seen it happen in my life. Everyone I know is doing the same thing. And I was like, I don't like this. I want to do something else. And I'm going to go for it. Whenever I see it, I'm going to go for it. And it worked out literally in a couple months after I said that. So, yeah. So I'm going to make a public, last thing I'm going to say. I'm going to make a public declaration. My next step, of course, big journey, road to $1 billion. We have that. But my next goal is I want to become an amazing manager, team leader, right? I want to build a service that serves millions, right? Serves millions. I'm not even worried about the money right now. That serves millions. And millions of people depend on it. And I am able to keep up with it. And I want to have a facility at some point. Let's not even say at some point. I want to have a facility where I can go every day and work in an office surrounded by people who are also focused on the same goal of creating and building a $1 billion business that positively, overwhelmingly positively affects the world. That's my next major step, next major goal. First goal was met. Second goal, the first goal of not having to worry about existence or money anymore. Next step is that. I want to become an excellent leader, excellent manager, an excellent inspiration. I want to build a team that can serve millions around the world and have a facility in which I'm constantly surrounded by people who have the same exact goal and are aiding me in that process to reaching that goal of building a $1 billion business. I think that's pretty clear. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how. I have a pretty rough plan. And if you've been watching along, you will see that plan over the course of the videos. And I explained it probably in the comments somewhere. But I know that plan probably isn't going to work. And I'm probably going to deviate from it quite a bit. But that goal will still be reached I promise you, in a very short period of time. So, once you believe, you can achieve. Right, so, yeah. Anyway, if you're still watching, kudos. You get a personal invite from me to join the 10X Generation community in Discord, where you can connect with the top minds, the top thinkers, business people, make connections, build partnerships that last a lifetime. And we can talk things like philosophy and life advice and business strategies and financial strategies, tax strategies, refer each other to each other. You know, an accountant may be on this platform. You get an accountant, right? You get a video editor. We help each other. You need gigs. We're going to have a gig board where any type of work, we have people already on deck that have been vetted and verified and are good, honest people so you can work with. No more outsourcing to strangers. We are going to build a community of people and we're going to become the 10X generation, right? So you're going to personal invite. If any of that sounds interesting to you, if you're looking for a job, looking for some support to build your business, want some daily inspiration from fellow dreamers, join 10X Generation. The Discord is going to be in the, is going to be in the pinned comment and in the description. So go ahead and join that. All of it's free, of course. All of it, 100% of it. And yeah, you're our type of people, right? So go ahead and join. Thank you all so much. This is 10X Generation, and I'll see you guys next time because I make these videos every single day. And go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends if you found this inspirational in any kind of sort of way. Thank you all so much.